In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the financial analysis template that was built in Excel and uses Bloomberg. The first thing you need to do is go into the Bloomberg lab and log into one of the machines that has the two screens. One of the Bloomberg machines has a unique keyboard. And when you log in, this will come up and you'll see Bloomberg here. You click on the Bloomberg button and it will bring up this screen. If you're having trouble getting this screen, just wait. It can take a while for it to load. If you don't have an account, then you come down here and you click on create a new login and just follow the directions. You'll need a cell phone because they need to send you a code so you can finish the login. But once you have that set up, you can log in. I'm going to go ahead and log in under my account. And we're not going to actually use the Bloomberg machine itself, though there's a lot of material here that is very, very valuable. I'm going to actually minimize this, and we're going to use the spreadsheet I created. And the spreadsheet I created is the one that I built for Walgreens and CVS. The first page gives you a step-by-step how to get through the spreadsheet. I'm going to walk you through that here. So we'll go to the second page, which says tickers. This spreadsheet was set up for Walgreens and CVS. You can see in these cells right here, we set up our two main companies. I'm actually going to switch this, and instead of doing Walgreens, I'm going to click on this up here. I'm going to change the ticker to Walmart. I'm going to type WMT, and you need all of this, the US equity. Bloomberg needs to see all of that. Walmart US equity. I'm then going to type in the name of the company, Walmart. And I'm going to make the comparison company Costco, so I'm going to type the word cost in there for Costco. I just know that's their ticker. And then I'm going to type in Costco. So now I've got my company set up. These accounts, we'll talk about changing these later, but right now we'll leave what's there. But if you want to change these accounts, I'll show you later how to add other accounts if you want them. Right now it's set up to do these accounts right here. But you can go down as low as through line 16 at others. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our competitors. And our competitors we're going to get from the file I sent you, which is the Russell 3000 file. And the Russell 3000 file has the tickers for companies, their company name, and their industries. And I'm going to do a search. I'm going to do Control F, and I'm going to search for Walmart. And it's going to bring up Walmart, all of its competitors. So what am I going to do is I'm going to take all the food and staples retailing. There are 23 companies there. You want about 15 to 25 companies would be ideal. I'm going to bring those in. I don't need Walmart again, I already have it. I don't need Costco, but I'm just going to bring them over. I'll have to take Costco out when I get there. I'm just going to highlight all of the tickers and do a Control C, the copy. I'm going to go back over to the other spreadsheet, and I'm going to right click and paste as values. Click on the 1, 2, 3, and that's going to bring all these companies. You see Costco's there, so since Costco's already in my list, I'm going to delete Costco, and I'm going to copy, Control C, these others up, then go down to the bottom and get rid of that extra company there. And you can see when I copied it up, it has the same company twice at the end. Don't do Control X, which is cut, because that can mess up all the formulas. Only do Control C's. So if you look at it now, I've got my two main companies, Walmart and Costco. I've got the accounts I want to use, which we'll change that later. And I've got a longer list of competitors that we'll use for some graphics. And here, with the longer list of competitors, you can go through line 66. I'm only going through line 39, so I've got plenty of room. When I do that, this next page, Bloomberg data, will bring in all of the data for Walmart. If you page down, all of the data for Costco. Has another place where it brings in Walmart in a little different fashion. Then it brings in all of these other companies, just all kinds of data. So we got plenty of data here. The problem is this formula, if you look at column B, row 2, that formula is a very complicated formula that will not work on your PC at home. As such, I need to click on this little triangle at the very top. So I select everything, do a Control C, Go to the next page, and in the very top, in A1, I'm going to right click and click on that 1, 2, 3. So I paste values. You'll notice some of the cells are marked yellow. I'm going to unhighlight those cells because that was there from the previous company. I may have to do that for my company. It doesn't look like it now. There's no NAs that are a problem. I don't see any major issues for my company. If I go down to Costco, I see a few NAs, but they're really far back there, so that doesn't look like an issue. So I think I'm okay. I've got the data, and whatever you put onto this paste values, that is what the rest of the spreadsheet uses. So if I go to the next one, print page 1, I see it says Walmart. All of that is set up, and here's all of Walmart's numbers. We're going to learn what to do with this data. So that's all there. The next page, print page 2. You'll notice here are graphics, and the graphics don't look very good in some places. If you look at EBITDA versus CFO, there's nothing there, and that's because our companies are very different than the previous companies. So what I'm going to do is you click on the chart and click on this, the y-axis, so you get a square around it, and then right click, make sure you still have the square around it, and format axis, then just hit any button that says reset. And when you reset it, you can look at it and say, you know what, I'm going to make my minimum 20,000. For Walmart, the 20,000 makes sense. On the next one, that one looks okay. So we can leave that like it is. The next one, we might need to reset that. You might, if you're not sure, hit the reset buttons just to be sure. The next one looks okay. You might, on the next one, instead of making it start at 10%, you might have it start at 30%. So this is some of the adjustments you'll have to make. Times interest earns looks okay, although it's starting a little bit low, so I'm going to change that to start at 10. So we just want to get rid of the white space. If we come on down the page, revenue per square foot, it looks like we have some missing data there. We'll hit the click. So it looks like Costco does not have data there, so that's one of the charts we're going to have to redo. I'll show you how to do that here a little bit later. Asset turnover, we might switch the minimum and max there. Gross margins, we got an issue there, so when you hit reset, you can see when I hit the reset, Costco is just much lower. So I might make the minimum 10% instead of what it was before. The net margin, again, I need to hit the reset on that. And there we can see 2% is a good place to start because Costco's net margin is very, very low. Again, come on down the page. Return on equity looks okay. Financial leverage looks okay. Tax impact looks okay. The price to earning, EV to EBITDA looks okay. Price to book value, everything looks good on those charts. The next thing I can do is look at these charts off to the right here. Debt to EBITDA again, but just leaving out the top number. Over here, this chart, I might reset that so I can see it better. Again, just look through the charts and just see if they look okay. We got a problem with ATO times margin. I'm probably going to have to fix that chart, but we'll see. I think that's probably an error in the actual spreadsheet. So we've got all of our charts, we've got all our data. Then what we want to do is do a file save as, save it somewhere on the computer, maybe on the desktop, and I'm going to change the name instead of it being Walgreens, I'm going to change it to Walmart and Costco, and hit enter. We now have that saved. So that's the basic process. There's a little bit of editing I have to do this file, so it might look a little different when you see it, but that's the main thing. The first thing you do is get your tickers in there for your companies, and then for the entire industry, make sure your entire industry does not include the 2 companies you brought in. We're going to bring in our accounts. I'll show you how to add a new account here in a second. We then make sure we got all good data here. If we don't, we might change companies. If we do have some bad data, that's okay, because we're going to copy and paste that to this next sheet. And this is where we'll fix those NAs if we have them. And we'll talk about that some in class. Then your print page 1 should be good. Your print page 2, all you need to do is go through and fix your y-axis so that they look good by just clicking on the y-axis, right-clicking, and doing format access. So those are the basic steps. Now let me show you what you can do over here. We have all these accounts set up. So what you want to do is not type over any of these, but you want to add a new one. And so to add a new one, all we have to do, we can go to Bloomberg, find fields. Let's say we want to do sales per store. We'll type that in. Well, here we have a lot of choices. Sales per store is median. I don't know what that means. We'll just keep looking. If you can't find what you're looking for, then try another account. Let's try total revenue. We type in total revenue. There it is, total revenues. We add. You see it over here in the selected fields. We then apply, close. You can see that comes up. And that now will come into your data on your page. Down at the bottom, you have to worry about that. It's just coming in. So that's now there available for you if you want to use it. Then when you do the copy and paste values, it will now be in your data source. So anything else you want to bring in, we can just bring it down in here, and the whole spreadsheet will adjust to bring it in. So that's pretty easy. The one last thing we have to talk about is this print page 2. If we go to chart 7, revenue per square foot, you can see that Walmart has revenue per square foot, but Costco does not. When you go for data for competitors, you look at revenue per square feet, they just don't have it. So what we need to do is find another account there. We'll talk about that in class, what you can substitute it for. But let's say we want to do revenue per property, plant, and equipment. So what I need to do is go over to this first cell here, and I'll hit the equal sign, and I'll go to the Bloomberg paste values, and I'll go down to Costco, and I'll click on their revenue, which is that line 50. I'll go down to line 65, which is property, plant, and equipment, and I'll divide it out. So I'll take revenues divided by property, plant, and equipment. I now have that for Costco. I can copy that over. So you can see I now have revenue per property, plant, and equipment for Costco. I now go for data for building graphs, and if I go up to line 41, I have revenue for, it now says revenue per PP&E. I have it for Costco, but I need to go find it for Walmart. So I just hit the equal sign and go to print page 1 and find revenue per PP&E. There it is, line 38. Bring that over, copy it across. So just copy that over. Hit Control C, hit your shift, and hit the arrow sign over, and just fill in that whole sign. So now we have revenue per PP&E for Walmart and Costco. I now go to the graph, and graph 7 is now no longer revenue per square foot, it is now revenue per property, plant, and equipment. And I now have a new graph. We'll talk about this more in class, but that's the way where you can update a chart very quickly. Most of the charts will not need to be updated, but revenue per square foot or revenue per PP&E is one of the most common ones that has to be adjusted. So that gets you into the spreadsheet pretty easily. We'll do a lot of it in class as well, but this video should hopefully help you, remind you what to do when you're doing it on your own.